Tonight on MasterChef Australia, a very cheeky Antonio Carluccio
Can you cook? Yes.
I'll try.
helps us close Italian week with a masterclass to fire up passion.
Garlic.
Garlic, how much?
2.
2 cloves.
Yeah.
How are you going to kiss after that?
Gary cooks something everyone loves, pizza.
Yum, 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 yum.
We cut corners with Matt's Cheats Risotto.
The death dish.
George shares a recipe that's sure to become an instant family favourite.
It's like having a romantic dinner.
And Gary cooks a controversial carbonara.
Under no circumstance should there be creaming carbonara ever. You know what? Who cares?
Burning up in my heart like a flame, like a brighter shooting star in our souls. We all know our dreams make us who we are. We got today, so spin me round and show me the way back to burning up in my heart like a flame, like a brighter shooting star in our souls. We all know our dreams make us who we are.
Welcome to Masterclass and welcome to the MasterChef kitchen. We've just had Italian week, so this is the culmination. This Masterclass is the culmination of all that experience.
It's been a massive week, Italian week, and we've put the contestants through the ringer. And they've done a great job. And we thought we'd bring someone from the other side of the world, someone that is really, really special to us in the MasterChef family. When he talks about regional Italian food, we all stop and we listen. We love him to bits. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the godfather of Italian cuisine, Antonio Carluccio.
My goodness. All for me.
All for you.
That's fantastic.
Does everyone know who this man is?
No.
They love
Who
you
am
here.
I? Who am I?
Huh? They love you here.
Yes, I know.
Why is that?
I believe because probably I represent their mothers, their grannies, you know, the history of food. Italian food is on the move, but I prefer the classic one.
You like big, honest, you know, kind of...
Honest, the word honest is exactly that, because sometimes some chefs, to make their point...
Why are you looking at me when you say that?
Because I just cooked roast chicken, that's why.
To make their points, you know, they put sauces in the way of a little stain, and this is called sauce. And to taste it, you have to put your finger in it. Otherwise, you can't taste it.
Now, listen, we got you in today because you need to do a bit of cooking, yeah?
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I'm going to help you out.
I am very glad to do it, yes.
Yeah? What are we gonna...
Can you cook? Yes.
I'll try. I will try.
I'm going to go and fire up the pizza oven because
Yeah.
I'm going to show everybody how to make a couple of pizzas later. Matt's taking on the MasterChef death dish. He's doing a cheats risotto. And later on in the show, I'm going to show you how to make carbonara. And there's always a few differences of opinion how to make the perfect carbonara.
Not an omelette. I hope you don't put cream in it.
Oh!
No, I never put cream in carbonara. Right, I'll get the fire lit.
Oh, okay.
And we'll see you later.
See you, Gary.
Shall we get on?
Shall we cook?
Yes.
Let's do it.
George, between you and me, we have to do something very special. The original title in Liguria is called Manilli de Sea. They're called silk handkerchiefs with pesto alla Genovese. And we start in putting some wonderful basil.
Yep.
You put salt.
Yep.
Now start to pound.
Start to pound.
So this is the beginning. On the other side, I tried to make some pasta here. You take flour, And then for about 100 grams of flour, you put 1 egg. That is all what you need. And here they were possibly 200 grams. I measure always like this. Lovely. And you start to reduce to something very fine dough. Are you doing well? My goodness, you're doing very well.
How's
okay, now put the pine kernels.
How much should I put in?
All of it.
All of it?
Yeah, be generous. So now, you reduce it to a sort of consistency like this. And then we have here a lovely machine. Instead to use the elbow grease, you know, and knead it, and I do it like this, look.
What should it feel like, the dough?
Actually, it's politically not correct,
Okay.
but it should
So
feel...
let's hear about it.
It should feel just touching at the bottom of a little child. Okay? Understood, yes?
So, you know, as smooth as a baby's bottom, yeah?
Yes, that's it, yes. So do you see, that's now becoming longer and longer and longer. And a little bit more near this.
Do I need to put anything else in this?
Oh, yes. Garlic.
Garlic, how much?
Yeah, 2.
2 cloves?
Yes.
Geez, how are you going to kiss after that?
Oh, no. You let her eat the same.
Oh, okay. And it
That's
means...
simple.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do I need to put anything else in there, Antonio?
Now, yes. Now the pecorino.
Okay, and just grate that in
Yeah,
there?
grate it in. That's wonderful. Now add the oil and mix it thoroughly there. Yeah, to make it lovely. Ooh, wonderful.
Ah.
So now here we have handkerchiefs.
Okay, what do you think of that pesto?
Yeah, that looks good. Now add 2 spoons of Greek yogurt.
You sure?
Well, start with 1 first.
Oh.
You know cooking. You start with 1 first.
One?
Yes, yeah. And now amalgamate.
Yeah, chef.
So the pasta, it's done.
It's Italian week here on MasterChef, and we're with Antonio Carluccio, cooking a beautiful pasta dish with pesto.
When you cook pasta, you have to put 10 grams of salt per liter water. We put it at about 4 liters, 40 grams. I measure it.
I can see.
A little bit of olive oil. Only if you have sheets of pasta like this one, which they could stick together. So now I need the pesto here.
Okay.
Take this thing here, the pesto.
That's the pestle, yeah?
Pesto,
And that's
yes.
the mortar.
Yeah. Now, you don't cook the pesto, you just warm it up. You dilute it with a little bit of boiling water to make it a little bit more moist.
Okay.
Because the pasta soaks a little bit of moisture. Wonderful, look at this. Now, the pasta cooks literally in seconds, being thin as that. 1, 2, 3, 4. It takes so little time when it's thin like this. And we collect it. Yes. Oh. And like this, you can put other shapes of pasta, obviously, mainly the trenette and gnocchi as well.
Oh, yum.
Wonderful plate.
Yum. A plate there.
That's fantastic. How long does it take? Making pasta, making pesto, and so on? Nothing. Yes. I like when the chefs, they take the tongue and then they go down a little bit. And they do. Lovely. I love it. This is my degree of decoration.
You want a little bit of grated...
No. The cheese is already in it. This is my decoration. No more than that. Handkerchiefs with pesto. Take that.
Right, hands up, who wants to taste?
My goodness.
That gentleman?
Yeah, that
Yep.
one. Yes. And good. Oh, this one here. Here.
Yikes.
Look. Try.
Oh wow,
That is
the
amazing.
pasta is
That's good.
silky. It's really
Yeah.
nice on the mouth. That,
Let me see.
that pesto with a bit of that yogurt goes through.
amazing.
That's
I thought
amazing.
that was really interesting.
That's
Yeah. The creaminess it comes from this Greek yogurt as well.
But it's lovely. It gives a nice texture, and the pesto and the basil flavours are so much more pronounced.
Oh,
makes it
He's
Superb.
good.
yeah.
George, you've got to have some.
Yeah, you've been dying.
Got to have some. Can we have some more?
salt as well is fine.
The pesto's so good.
You made it. Well done.
Pasta's all right.
You are a genius.
It's delicious.
It's gorgeous.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Right,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Great, thank you.
Antonio, thank you for coming from the other side of the world to teach us how to make pasta. Big round of applause for that.
Pizza. Who makes pizza? Anybody make pizza? At home? Have you got one of these beautiful zesty wood-fired ovens? See, I'm lucky. I've got one of these. But if you don't have one, all you need is a terracotta tile, nice and thick, because when you put it in a hot oven, it gives you bottom heat, and that's crucial for a pizza. Today, we're cooking a pizza bianca and also a classic tomato pizza. Right, basic pizza dough. There are lots and lots of versions, okay? What we're going to do is just mix warm water, so that's tepid. There's about 450 mils. And yeast, okay, dried yeast. There's about a tablespoon there. The other thing is just a little bit of milk. So all you're going to do is just mix that around. And if you can't feel that when you dip your fingers in, then that's perfect temperature. That's an old trick, isn't it, to make people wet the bed? Isn't it? Right? So 750 grams of strong flour, about 2 tablespoons full of sugar, and then the liquid, all right? And there's 2 liquids, a little bit of olive oil, and then the milk and the water mixed together with the yeast. And what we're looking for is that dough to come together. And we want to develop the gluten in the flour because a strong flour has a lot of gluten. All right, so pop that in. Let it do its thing. So just for the purpose of the exercise, for the demo, I'm going to drizzle in some of this olive oil. But really, I should leave this on for about 4 to 5 minutes, just working, okay? More olive oil you put in fact, the dough will get softer, more focaccia-like. Let's turn it up a bit.
Can you do it by hand?
You can, but it'll take you a lot longer. The same as rolling pasta. You can roll that pasta by hand, but if you ever try pinning that out, oh my God. Right, that'll do, I reckon. Let's have a look. See, it's still a little bit sticky, and you can actually see that it's a little bit broken on the surface. You see, it's not thoroughly combined. And actually, if we work that more, and I'm going to have to add just a touch of flour, that will start smoothing out, all right? And just in a rule of thumb when kneading, what I do, and I do that quite quickly, but I turn it, and then I fold it and push it back on itself. So what it'll do is it'll start releasing off the bench. You'll feel that gluten is tightening up and getting stronger, and it will actually, I love kneading dough. It's a really kind of pleasurable experience. That piece of dough, you can just pop a cloth on it, right? And you just let it prove for 20 minutes, just to let the yeast do its thing, and then you can divide and knock it back, right? So what I do is I break it down into pieces. So we've imagined that that's proved, right? Yep. Done its first proof. And it just makes it a little bit more difficult to work with, that's all. And then let's say we divide it down. Any volunteers? Yes. I like that, but I'm still going to pick this young lady here. Go on, up you come. You know, got an apron. Pop that on. Maria, right?
Yes.
I know this because she's a plant, right? And the reason she's a plant is because Dan's my executive chef at Phoenix. And this is his partner, who's a pastry chef. So, hey, come on, give me a break. I need all the help I can get at my age, right? So, but you wanted to do this, right?
Yes,
so all
I
I'm
do.
going to do is just make some little balls. So you can make some little balls. You can actually show me how to do it properly. So what we're doing is just actually pressing it down hard. And as you feel it, so I'm pushing it down with this part of my hand, yeah? like this, and lifting my hand up slowly so it becomes like a little cup, upside down cup. Sounds really weird, but it works really well. Go on, keep rolling, baby, come on. Yeah, another bit. Oh, 2 at a time. I love that, that's good. So, pop these onto a tray, find a warm spot. And it's actually warm over here because of the pizza oven. Just let it prove for 20 minutes, just to let the yeast do its thing. So that's 2 proofs. It's Italian week here on MasterChef, and the big wood-fired oven might be a bit of a giveaway. We're cooking a couple of pizzas. Right. Oh, wow, these have gone crazy. Often lots of air bubbles, and that's the yeast releasing carbon dioxide, okay? And I can get you to do this. I'll do one, and you can do one. Try not to smash this around too much, and lift it up gently from underneath. Let's take that one off. And if you've got a pastry scraper, that works really well too. Right, so pop those on the bench. A little bit of flour, and then I just sort of pad it out. And because it's a nice soft dough, you just keep padding it out for as long as you can to get a result, okay? And then, if you've got a bit of flour underneath, you can push it out with your hand, like this, so you don't have to do any kind of crazy pizza tricks. And just get it to a size that you go, you know what, happy with that. It doesn't matter if it's a random shape, doesn't bother me, but essentially that's it. And you can use a pizza tray, or you can put it straight onto a peel, which is one of these things. This is a mixture of semolina and flour. And the reason it's a mixture of semolina and flour is because semolina is like, they're like little marbles. So that'll slip straight off the peel onto the base of the oven. And my pizza doesn't quite fit it, but that's okay. And we'll use a couple of cheeses. This one is aged provolone. Smell that, stinky socks, huh? Beautiful. So could you do me a massive favour? If you could just chop the rind off that and just grate a little bit of that. This is taleggio. That becomes very soft and gooey and smelly as it gets older, right? So it's an Italian cow's milk cheese, and again, really delicious. So if you could decrust that, and that's fantastic. Now, pizza bianca is a white pizza, bianca being white. So what I've got is a little bit of rosemary, some garlic, a little pinch of salt in there, and what I do is just put a little bit on the dough, right? Keeps it moist while it's cooking. Some rosemary leaves, and I only want to put a few on because rosemary's got this kind of medicinal taste if you put too much on. And then just scatter the provolone on. It doesn't matter, you can use mozzarella, it doesn't matter. It's just kind of acting as a little base. So these are globe artichokes. And there's a kind of an unwritten rule that good pizza should have no more than, say, 3 or 4 ingredients on. And I kind of like that, but at the same time, I kind of like pizza with a lot, you know? So I think whatever mood you're in, you go for it. So we'll put a bit of the taleggio on, and then I think if we cut some chunks as well, so we'll get a cheesy pizza. Pinch of salt. And I'm going to put a pinch of chili on this, because I like chili on everything, right? And then what's important is that pizza's still moving. If it's not moving, when you go to pop that onto the stone in your oven or in the zesty oven, then you're going to have big problems, all right? So should we pop this baby in, see what happens? All right. All right. So, moving on, let's make a tomato pizza. So I've got a basic, rough kind of tomato sauce. It's fresh. So I've used cherry tomatoes, olive oil, some basil, some garlic. And I was going to say, don't go crazy, and then I'm looking at it and thinking, go crazy! It looks good. And I kind of like classic flavours. You know, I'm all for a modern kind of way-out pizza, but I also like things like spicy Italian sausage or fennel sausage, because they work brilliantly well. So a little bit of sausage, a little bit of chili. That looks beautiful. So make sure she's moving. All right, we're going to put that pizza in on the other side. So we'll give that a couple of minutes, exactly the same as we did the other one, which I reckon will be just about done. Yeah, I reckon that's pretty good. Pop it on there. Yum, 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 yum. If you want to, you can, if this taleggio is really soft, just pop some on and it'll melt with the actual heat of the pizza, all right? So any soft cheese, goat's cheese, that'll work absolutely brilliantly well. little bit of olive oil around the outside. And then we just cut it into random kind of pieces because it's not the perfect round pizza. And then a couple of little leaves of rocket just to make it look beautiful. And that's the first one. Right. That'll do. So what I do is any fresh ingredients I put on the pizza, I always cut it first. And then this is soft buffalo mozzarella. So we can just put little pieces on this. You can put salsa verde on it. You can put Antonio's pesto on it. Not necessarily always rocket. Basil and parsley, you know, you could put a little bit of that on. Gorgeous. So 2 gorgeous pizzas in the wood-fired oven. One a lovely fresh tomato sugo and buffalo mozzarella. And this pizza bianca with taleggio, aged provolone and artichoke. Beautiful and delicious. Grazie mille. Maria? High five for the big dog. Right, you can sit back down. You want to come and grab a couple of pieces? Come on, Nick. Come up and eat a piece. Come and grab a piece. Is it good? Crispy, crunchy, a little bit of that. Yeah. One more piece left. Tasty, wonderful, can't talk. Maria, how's your pizza?
It's very good.
So quick and easy pizza, get the kids involved. Family, that's what it's all about on the weekend. You can all make that. Nothing hard about making your homemade pizza, and it's delicious.
My segments of Masterclass are all about one thing. It's about the cheats way, the layabouts way, the easy way. And today, I'm going to cheat death. The dish that has the reputation in MasterChef of being the death dish. The reason why this is the cheats risotto is because this rice is violone nonno. It's famous because it has a very high starch content. We do not have to stir the risotto. That's 12 minutes of your life that can be dedicated to something else. Or 5 minutes of your life to something else, and then 7 minutes to having a cup of tea. But it's more expensive, this rice. But given the fact that this is going to make you delicious risotto, this is where you can spend a wee bit more, but have something that is spectacular and comes in a fancy brown paper bag with old-fashioned printing on the front that looks quite classy, and you can feel, oh, look, I'm a foodie. So, in this pot here, we've got butter and oil. When the butter starts to foam, we're going to throw in 1 finely diced onion. We'll let that cook out for a bit, and then we're going to add 2 cloves of garlic. Now, what I've done is I've grated that earlier, and I've suspended the garlic in oil so it doesn't dry out. I'm adding the garlic now. Why I'm adding the garlic now? Anyone got an idea? I'm adding garlic after the onions. So it doesn't burn. Yeah, garlic burns very easy. It's got a lot of sugar in it, and as such, if it burns, it gets bitter. This dish is all about ratios, and what's brilliant about risotto, even if you're someone who haven't got anything to measure with, the basic rule about risotto is 1 volume of rice, 2 volumes of liquid. So now, 2 teaspoons of salt in the water. So we're going to put in 1. 2 cups. Which I've carefully pre-measured in advance, but I'm checking because you can never be too careful. So what we're looking to do now is just toast the rice up. You'll just start to smell a kind of surprising toasty flavour. I've got half a cup of wine in here because that was all that was left in the bottle. So pour the wine in there. You're going to get that lovely alcohol hit coming off it, which you want. You want to lose some of that winey flavour, and by cooking it out, you want it to be like wet sand. So remember when you're wet sand in the beach, you pick it up and it kind of runs through your fingers? You want that kind of texture. So you can see now it's starting to get to that wet sand texture. And at this point, we are going to pour in how many cups of water?
4.
Oh, gee, you're good. So that's it, that's done. Turn that down. Let that come to a simmer and leave it for 12 minutes. I'm going to put mushrooms on top because I think mushrooms are perfect this time of year. So a bit of butter in here, and we're just going to roughly chop up some mushrooms. And the reason is because then you get different textures when you eat it. Some of the mushrooms are cooked beautifully, some a bit more spring to them. So I'm using shiitake and I'm using Swiss browns. I'm just going to do enough mushrooms for one serve. And I'm not going to overcook them. I don't want them to go kind of slushy. I do want them to colour and soften. And what I'm going to do with this, because I think this works really well with mushrooms, is just add a little strip of orange zest in there. It's starting to thicken up nicely, looks suitably porridgey. This is the bit where you do have to do some work. This is where you have to stir like you're paddling away from the lip of a waterfall. Like this, go mad for it. So, a bit of butter. We're going to put in about, we'll start off with about 50 and about 25 grams of Parmesan. And we just start stirring. Can you see the starch already coming off? That's the starch from the rice coming off there. So it's getting that lovely creaminess, that's mouthfeel. It's got resistance. It's on the tooth, but it's not chalky. And now put maybe a bit more grated Parmesan in. Now I reckon this 2 minutes of stirring at the end is so much preferable to standing by the stove and doing that figure of eight. You want to be able to knock it and you want to see it spread.
So, Matt, you wouldn't necessarily stir the mushrooms through the risotto, you would just put them on top?
What you're trying to do is trying to maintain the integrity of the flavours. So if you stirred in now, you'd get that, but I like the fact that you can go, oh, ricey goodness, and then you can go a bit of mushroom. Mushrooms over the top. We're going to finish this dish with some hazelnuts, a little bit of parsley, and some orange zest. What you're looking for, those little pops of colour. So there it is. That's a no-stir cheats risotto, perfectly cooked with mushrooms.
Oh!
Have you finished already?
Risotto! The death dish.
I'll go this side.
What do you reckon?
So how's this one?
You're going to put cheese on. You can do, that's fine. You're allowed to put cheese on.
Yeah, a little bit more cheese.
You want some more salt on there as well?
Bit of olive oil.
I try and make Gary eat better, but we just can't.
Oh, that's beautiful. You know what? The secret, the code is cracked. Did you do it? Yeah. Go on. Go. Oh, hang on. Oh.
So we've had an amazing week with Italian week. So yesterday we had elimination. Pfizer, I'm really sorry that you bombed out.
Pfizer, the meatballs were dry and that sauce was overly concentrated and strong. It was a difficult decision, a split decision. Pfizer, you're going home.
Italian food is all about family. So we thought we'd do the right thing and bring you back to enjoy Masterclass. And I thought we'd carry it through with a little recipe. It's a simple one, but I think this is all about technique. Get the technique right and you can create something that's really cheap into something spectacular. It's polpetti with risoni, chicken meatballs with pasta. You know what, whenever I work with things like mince, I like to sort of wear a glove just because it's a lot cleaner. Right, first and foremost, we've got some chicken mince here using a little bit of breast, but mainly thigh meat, okay? Is there a recipe? Not really. It's a bit more about touch and feel. Okay, an egg and breadcrumbs. A little bit of tarragon. I think tarragon and chicken are a great combination. All right, in that goes. In there, some Parmesan. Okay, and a little bit of lemon zest. A pinch of sea salt. Mix this all together. And then the next thing is to ball them up. So grab another glove. Okay. There you go. Now we need to cook the meatballs. So I've got some hot stock.
Is that chicken stock?
That's right, chicken stock. Okay, into the stock. Okay, and then a little cartouche over the top just to hold the meatballs in that stock. And we'll just let that tick away really gently till they're beautiful and tender. Now, risotto, let's have a little chat about it. There is nothing wrong with using a shop-bought risotto, especially this stuff. You know, Gary and I were at Barilla, stood next to the machines and saw them extruding the most amazing pasta, and they've been doing it for a long, long time. It's the #1 pasta in Italy, so if the Italians are eating it, it must be right, yeah? Right, guys, let's put this risotto together. First step, a little bit of butter. What we've got here is finely diced shallot, a golden shallot, and half a clove of garlic, and we're just gonna sweat that down in the butter. Now, the process that I'm gonna use here is similar to making a risotto, yeah, absorption. Next step is our risotto. So, how much do I put in? I don't know, just a good handful. Right, I coat the risotto in that sort of yummy shallot garlic butter, okay? And then I start to ladle the stock in. A good amount to kick off with. And literally I just give it a light agitation. I don't need to use my spoon yet, okay? All right, some more stock. We're getting there. Right, at this point, I'm gonna pop some of the meatballs in.
Is there a test for doneness, or you just know they're
I just
they're
reckon
cooked
you
through?
could just sort of touch it. It's got that lovely little bit of resistance, yeah? And they're cooked through.
Are you going to finish that with butter?
Of course. Okay, I turn the gas off. So we're going to finish our risotto with some chopped herbs. I've got some more tarragon and some more chives. They go in right at the last minute, because if they go in too early, they bruise, they go brown. You don't have that vibrant flavour. Cheese, Parmesan. The Italians call this magliata, when you just finish right at the end with a little bit of butter and Parmesan. Residual heat, just making that absolutely delicious. Sea salt. Smells yum. Shall I taste? Let's plate this baby up. And then, because I can't help myself, some nasturtiums. And there you have it. Polpetti risotto.
Yay.
Right, tasting time. Daniel, Christina, up you come.
Yay.
All right.
Oh. I almost fell off my chair. I'm just going to squeeze them this way. Sorry.
After you go.
Oh, thank you. Oh, wow. I'm doing the
What are you tasting, Daniel?
That risotto really does still hold the flavour of that stock, and it's brought through. You can really taste that garlic, and it still is it's still got a bite to it. It's still quite al dente.
Get some big spoons. What are you two doing? It's like you're having a romantic dinner. Get in there and...
Am I a type? Or... Yeah. I'm going all out here.
Those meatballs are so tender. They're beautiful, and you can really taste the tarragon in them.
Thanks,
right,
George.
back to your seat.
And work out. You better work out when you get home, mate.
Yeah,
that was butter and carbs in the same bowl.
Well, there you go, guys. I hope you learned a couple more little tips and tricks. Agitating rather than stirring, you know, thinking about how many things you put into something. There wasn't many ingredients. You don't need to laden things full of ingredients to get something really delicious.
Do you put cream in carbonara?
Yes.
Interesting, isn't it? Do you put cream in carbonara?
I don't think you're supposed to.
What do you use?
Just eggs and cheese.
What does your carbonara look like?
It's got cream in it, fettuccine. We use fettuccine as the pasta. And we use bacon and onion and mummy.
cream, it's got cream in it?
Yeah, it does.
Oh my goodness. I'm going to show you my perfect version of carbonara. Number one, pasta, I use spaghetti. And you want to cook that al dente, which means just to the tooth. And we're going to put in a handful. All right, boom. Anybody know what this is? This is kind of bacon. Do you know which bit of the piggy's body it comes from?
Belly.
Wildly?
The belly.
Cheeks. It's called guanciale. And actually, I reckon if you took Matt Preston's cheeks and you cured them, they'd be that size. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the skin off, and we're going to cut little strips of that, but then we're going to cut it into what we call lardons, which are little strips. And it's thin, like super thin, so it actually melts beautifully in the pan. And then a little bit of garlic. So we're just going to let that cook for a minute or two. And then eggs only. You can use a whole egg, but I like the richness of egg yolks. So I'm going to pop in 1 egg yolk. I'm going to pop in another egg yolk. And this is pecorino. And pecorino just tends to be a little more acidic, sharper. And what this is going to do, rather than the cream, it's going to form the sauce. And a good amount of black pepper. So all we're going to do, mix that together. It's kind of our cheesy sauce. And I think it's really important while you're cooking to just snack. Do you eat bacon?
I do.
Just a little piece. Don't take all my mise en place, yeah? Try it. And any facial expression to indicate how nice that is. Oh, yeah, is that yum or what? So, guanciale, which is cured pig's cheeks, or you can use pancetta, or you can use prosciutto or hamon, something like that. Something a bit more gutsy than standard salty bacon. And then we've got egg yolk and lots of cheese and lots of pepper. No cream, except I like a little bit of cream. And then we just give that a little mix, and we're ready to go with the pasta.
Hang on. Hang on. Hang
Georgie.
on.
What are you doing?
Left with a note from Matt Preston. Let's see what it says here. Under no circumstance should there be creaming carbonara ever. You know what? Who cares?
Right.
Creaming carbonara.
You know what? I just like a little bit, just to kind of emulsify it all up. What I've done is I've popped it in the pan to essentially take up all that sediment from that wonderful cooked bacon and take a little bit of the starchy cooking liquid over, not only to finish the cooking, but just to emulsify those fats and the pasta and make sure all the flavours bound together. Bit more pepper. And then we do this, George. Just put the pasta into that sauce.
Oh.
Do you reckon that's enough? I reckon that's enough, isn't it? A little bit more bacon, a little bit more bacon.
Yum!
Right? And that's all you got to do. So it's tossed together, it's a little bit saucy. Mmm. Smells cheesy and beautiful. Oh, 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 oh.
Who wants to take Gary home?
Can you do me a favour and just grate a little bit more of that pecorino over the top? I'm just being careful with these little strands of spaghetti. That's it, look at that. The perfect carbonara. Yum. So who wants to taste? Couple of likely characters. Up you come. Tell us what you taste.
The bacon and the pepper, it's really salty, but it's like not too salty, so it's really nice. The pepper's a big hit though.
Good answer, I like that.
No worries. Do you want a job?
Yes, please.
This is like what carbonara should be, like just about the eggs and pepper and bacon.
Would you cook your carbonara like that now, or would you still add more cream?
No cream, and do not. That's the last time I cooked it. Like I put the sauce into the pan and it scrambled.
Scrambled.
Yeah.
So now you know how to do it, huh?
Yes.
That is a genuine, not to be messed with Italian carbonara. Will you still put cream in it?
No, I know who'll be cooking the carbonara now. It'll be me, not Mum.
Done. Good stuff. Round of applause. Love it. Thanks for tasting. Thank you. Love it. I love this week. I loved Italian week. I love Italian Masterclass. Cooking pizza, dealing with simple ingredients, it's so close to my heart. And the fact that we went to Italy last year and spent, what, 3 weeks there? You really get a window into a fabulous kind of foodie culture. We have that here in Australia, though.
Antonio Carluccio told us today, you know, Italian food is all about simplicity and elegance, and we definitely saw that on a plate today.
Brilliant stuff. The fact that the Italians can't agree on anything is beside the point, because we love the food.
Ladies and gentlemen, have a great night, and we'll see you next week. And remember, always love your food.
Next time, our Wild West week kicks off.
Welcome to Fremantle.
With one monster challenge.
You'll be feeding 30 famished fishermen right on this dock.
But they can only cook what they catch.
Oh my God! I can see seaweed!
Get some rice, we can make some nori rolls.
There's drama on the dock.
But that's what we decided on. Don't talk about it, do it now.
I want to do something with that squid. Nolene has scrapped it. I'm going to cook this squid whether she likes it or not.
Because the team that satisfies the hungry fishermen
That was superb.
bags a chance at immunity.
Not tasty to me at all.
If we fail, it will be my fault.